All right. Well, let's. Speaking of gore and things human, human and visceral, your character has to deal in robotic blood and guts, and I. In my genius of booking guests, like I thought to fit like a tumbling key. It's not random.
You just asked me to do the show like 10 minutes before.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay.
But then I saw this connection, and I'm excited about it. I met this couple. Let's bring out Alan and Katrina. I won't use their last names. Is your gain. All right, Alan and Katrina, you guys are EMTs, both of you.
Correct.
You're a married EMT couple.
Actually, we're just friends. We're not married. We're roommates.
What?
Yes.
Wait, shut up. Wait.
Eddie World! Cheer for Alan and Katrina, everybody.
Wait. I thought. When did I? How many times have you heard me talk to you as if you were husband and wife?
Actually, the only time was when we talked in the green room. Before that, it was just Steve, as far as I know. But I was like, okay, well, we'll correct him when we get a chance. And
okay, so whose kids did I meet?
You met my kids.
Okay, your kids. You're just friends with Katrina. You're not married. Those were not her kids.
No.
All right, fantastic. All right. Well, I mean, God, you guys are so boring now.
Oh, wow.
I thought you were married. No, the marriage had nothing to do with it. I'm just fascinated I could get that wrong somehow. Okay, so anyways, but I met you guys and your kids. You guys we met at Stan Lee's Kamikaze Expo in line to meet Stan Lee, which I was told was happening because Stan Lee wanted to meet me. And you had been told was happening because you were a contest winner and got to meet Stan Lee, and both of us experienced the same thing, which is a very confusing, kind of like awkward. Like if you had told me this is how it was going to work, I could have opted out. Like kind of meeting with a very beleaguered, not beleaguered. He wasn't cranky. He's just he's Stan Lee. He's got bigger fish to fry. He's just kind of like what? Oh, hello.
He's still got a pep in his step. I mean, he's really. As far as what I see him, he's walking around like he's 20 years old.
Yeah, I don't know how old he is.
93.
Jesus.
Yes. He's 93 years old, and he walks around. I mean, we pick up patients every day that they're 30 years old, and I can't walk to the gurney. Well, what happened? I stubbed my toe. Really? This is what you're going to go with when we get to the hospital? You stubbed your toe? You don't need to go to the hospital. Yes, I do. Stanley's walking around at 93 like he's, the Godfather, and you can't get to the gurney because you stubbed your toe?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's doing great, but honestly, yeah, if you guys haven't met him and want to meet him, yeah, soon.
But maybe he's never stubbed his toe. Maybe Stan Lee is only true. 93 because somehow, and then he's going to stub his toe and just shatter like glass.
No.
just like,
knock on wood.
But anyways, we met him, which was essentially it was like Stan Lee wants to meet you. Well, no, he doesn't. We were brought to the front of an autograph line that like at a standard convention thing, and then it was like, let me introduce you to, this is Dan Harmon. He has a show called Rick and Morty. Oh, is that on the radio? Like he said something like I didn't know if he was doing a bit or not, or if that was like, I don't know if that was like a Stan Lee standard bit, or if he really was like, hey, maybe it's on the radio. But anyways,
radio, so radio TV shows are what he knows.
Yeah.
That's what he grew up on.
Like you guys. So then you were standing there, and I was like, I was wondering who the hell are these guys? Like I didn't know. I thought maybe you were like, you could have been somebody from a CW show or something. I didn't know because I was there to do a panel and then meet Stanley, and then you guys were there. You were cosplaying. You were your Green Lantern.
I was the Flash that day. I was we did a group as the Blue Lanterns, and my character was the Flash that had been recruited by the Blue Lanterns. So
those lanterns.
Yeah, it was a symbol of hope.
You love the lantern mythology. You like that?
Actually, I do enjoy a lot of the lantern mythology. I think it shows the perspective of a lot of people's personalities and how we're all different. and how things balance out and keep each other in check. So, yeah.
Because if you're a Green Lantern, you're basing it on willpower.
Right? What's blue again?
Hope.
Okay.
So hope versus willpower.
See, you could have willpower and bring that to bear with hope. Couldn't you? Couldn't you hope with will, with a strong will?
Yes, I
Or be
think you
angry
could.
with a strong will?
But you could have a strong will and still be like, oh, I can't do this. This sucks. I don't want to get out of bed. I work at Walmart. Was that anywhere? Anywhere? Any mart? It was
Anywhere. Yes, anywhere.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. Well, I don't know. Hey, here's the thing. I'm a verbal thinker. I don't like the superpower where like I can make a green thing in front of me, like, and then it's like, oh no, there's a yellow thing. That's my worst enemy. Like, I was like, what is the green thing? The green thing is it's like a machine gun. I made a green machine gun. I like, oh great, that's clever that you thought of a machine gun. That. Anyways, I don't want to shit on your
No
life.
problem. It's fine with
Katrina,
me.
Katrina, what were you dressed as?
I was debuting Jack Skellington Assassin. So Assassin's Creed, Jack Skellington version.
Nice.
Wow.
And you guys are married, which I thought was so cool.
Congratulations, by the way. I like what you said that you were debuting it. So that was the inaugural go at this particular cosplay.
It was. I had just finished it the night before, but yeah, it was where I debuted that new cosplay.
Yeah, did it get some love? Did you get some good attention for that?
It actually did it. It was a big hit.
Mm-hmm.
Are you all right, Ptolemy?
I'm good.
Oh, he's asleep now.
I'm kind of a fan of the lantern situation, but I'm trying to keep my mouth shut.
Uh-oh.
Well, all right. I mean, sell me on Green Lantern. Look, Eric.
It's imagination.
Eric Esquivel's
Here's the
here.
thing.
He sold me on Superman. Like, I fucking love Superman now. You know, tell me about.
So here's the thing about Superman. In my opinion, like all of these things came from an aspect of human nature that was then expanded upon as a what if. It's as like the natural incarnation of that thing. And one of the things that we have as humans is imagination. Like, what if I could just imagine something to will it into place? The colors thing, that is a currency that it's using. There's just like differences, and there's a lot of card games that are based on like colors or what have you. But the essence of wouldn't it be cool is if I could lift something. What if I could lift a million things? You know what I mean? Like it's just an extension of a human trait, and this trait is imagination itself, and that is a really cool thing to follow. Like it's so fun to like celebrate that as a power. And
Until
a physical
Crayola
incarnation
shows up.
of that power.
But is it the idea that the ring gives you more imagination, or is it the ring can focus your imagination so you need to be imaginative to use it right? Because he can just shoot people with green blasts of energy and kill them.
And it works.
That is
just
also
well.
part of his imagination. Whatever it's
Also,
coming
he
out
could
of
just
him. And
cover
also,
himself with a green shield that protects him against damage, so he could just do that the whole time.
Yes,
He kinda
all these
does.
Things, and
Yeah.
and DC suffers from this across the board, which I think is beautiful. Is that it's all overpowered.
Yeah.
all of these things are overpowered, and that's why it's difficult for them to like figure out how to make these things human. But it is an amazing. It's just an amazing currency to play with, the idea of imagination. And
Well, that was-
I like what they went with it because he had so much power, the power of imagination, that he eventually just went crazy. Which I think is so interesting.
Well, yeah, they're getting into. I'm sure if I read Green Lantern, obviously it goes all the way.
Just don't watch the movie.
I only know him from the surface. It's just like the guy with the green with the ring and the thing.
Yeah, sorry.
But just make a green Superman. But Spencer's point is about that I never.
And just to be clear, I don't hate Green Lantern. You brought this on, and then we talked about it, and then we I think it's.
So what do you think of Green Lantern? But then you said something that I thought was interesting because I don't think this stuff through enough. But you said what you just said. DC characters. It's all like gods, basically.
Yeah.
Unless you count Batman, but there's it's Marvel characters. DC characters are defined by one weakness. They all have like a kryptonite, and then Marvel characters are, they're all kind of in one sense or another regular Joes who have one power, but that kind of like fucks up their life, and you have to explain
But if you look at it as like a
You're a
70s
superhero.
movie
You
thing,
cannot date.
Sorry. No, it's okay. I'm going to stop talking because I'm just going to keep talking. Is that
no,
come on.
You're
look at it-
Ptolemy. I mean, we can't.
Look at it like in the 70s version, right? So there's 70s films and there's films that come after it that are just like archetypes. But these things came at a time in in our world that it's in the past, long time ago. So the idea of extending a human trait to its maximum was brand new and had never happened before. So they weren't perceiving how this would need to be modified in the future. From a single individual that is a living person to the godlike power that they were given, really expanded people's imagination and expanded like their experience of the world around them. There was purpose to these things. So it was this big thing, and they still gave them that weakness, which I think is fascinating. It's an interesting archetype, and I don't think it holds up as well or as easily as today. So I'm not arguing one against the other, but these are fascinating. I think they're fascinating like tools for storytelling. And I think people don't quite understand like the lineage of where it came from, even in the same way that people don't like 70s movies now because they're not great. Mm-hmm. But they were really fascinating at the time when there were no rules.
Right, but are we supposed to look at them through that lens? I guess, when I watch a Woody Allen movie, I'm like, part of my appreciation is, no, he wasn't famous for being Woody Allen yet. This is amazing that he put himself in a movie, even though he's not sexy, and he's like decided to cast himself as the romantic lead. Like that's hilarious. I am looking at it through a cultural retro lens.
And his level of honesty was way too far.
Because if I look at it through a modern lens, then I'm like, I don't like Woody Allen movies anymore.
I'm fascinated by the idea that I fortunately have never had to be in an ambulance with EMTs, but I like the idea that the EMTs that come and get you might also have been cosplaying the night before.
Yes.
Let's get into your vocation, because that's what's fascinating. So I just learned in the green room, for instance, EMTs totally different from paramedics. Not totally different, but different. I always thought it was synonymous. EMTs are alarmingly close to person that got out of high school and wants to work with blood and guts for a living.
Yeah, that's basically...
Not to knock your vocation, but actually to praise you, because it's a very low-paying job. Go ahead, you take it from here.
Yeah. Well, first of all, thank you for saying I'm out of high school. I'm actually 30 now, so I must look good. Beyond that, yeah, it's true. EMTs are basically it's considered a certificate that you would get in a college setting, but ultimately our schooling and stuff is about 6 to 9 months, and there's even accelerator programs which you can do it in like 2. I don't recommend that to anybody. Imagine trying to understand all this information in 2 months, and really that's not even.
I don't recommend that to the injured. But yeah, we're sending the guy out.
Right,
He's got his GED, and he took a weekend intensive.
That's exactly what why I didn't do that, because in my opinion, if your life is in my hands, the last thing you want to know is I've been practicing this for the past 4 weeks.
Yeah, no,
don't worry, you're gonna be okay. How do I do this again? Shh, it's okay. I've been doing this for every weekend for the past month. You're good.
And you said an EMT's job is to stabilize. You arrive at the scene. It's like tourniquets, splints. I don't know, whatever.
Splinting, bleeding control, so tourniquets. Breathing for people. We actually are able to
ventilating,
do that.
yes.
Ventilating.
So, like tracheotomies, you ever have to punch a hole in?
No trachs.
Oh, okay.
We have the little masks that you put over people's faces, and we squeeze the bags. Are able to breathe for them until the paramedics come and can stick tubes down their throat and intubate them.
Yeah, and the difference basically between like EMT and paramedics. So EMT, basically, we are their assistants, if you want to put it that way. We assist them.
We're the nurses to their doctor.
Right. And the paramedics spend a lot more time in school to get their medical license, and basically, as I said, our job is to stabilize the patient to get them to the hospital in under 10 minutes, hopefully. And in that time, once we get there, the nurses and the doctors in the ER take over, and they go ahead and make sure that you're able to revitalize the person.
So if a 911 call goes out, an EMT is a responder on that?
Yeah, so the EMT likely is the person driving. The paramedic's going to be in the passenger seat because he's got to be first to get out.
Or she.
Or she, I apologize. Yes.
I believe I can fly.
Gender equality, this guy.
Yes.
Dan's Marvel superpower is that he learned that he can high road you without doing anything really that heroic at all.
But
imagine harnessing the power to high road. I thought you guys were married because I'm not racist.
oh God.
But he has a weakness.
Yes.
I see race. I can't stop seeing it. It's everywhere.
You said you were from Kenya, right?
No, I'm basically like the last guy that deserves to say I'm Kenyan.
So, well, let's get started. Because you guys told me something. And I wanna honor your candor, and I think people will understand this, but it's like, I mean, you guys work in human plumbing for a living. Like, you show up and people are ripped apart, people have things knocked off of them, people are in various states of biological chaos, and your job is to stabilize it. What's that?
Different parts of decay.
Yeah. And so you shared with me in the green room, you guys, like, among yourselves, just as I think, writers in writers' rooms go to some pretty dark places that don't necessarily have anything to do with the jokes that end up in the Big Bang Theory. It's like you guys go to fucking dark. You said you got a YouTube video that was like a private link to a YouTube video.
Basically, our Christmas parties are who has the goriest pictures and who has the goriest stories.
Right.
Yeah, it's not so much that we're like sick, sadistic people. It's the fact that that's how we cope with it.
Right.
You have to basically make humor out of some of, I'm sorry to say, somebody's darkest day or their family's darkest day, because you got to be able to come home and be like, I'm okay.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be okay.
It gives you control over it. It's a very uncontrollable circumstance that you're constantly inserting yourself
I can see all
into.
this stuff all day, go home, and still be able to lay down and sleep at night.
Right.
Exactly. And otherwise than that, I mean, loving Deadpool is my favorite character. Does help,
Right.
So
Deadpool makes sense for an EMT. Yeah,
exactly. That's when people are really excited to see me. I was cosplaying Deadpool this morning. Now I'm here to help you.
So because you guys told me, I mean, you were just, I don't know, it was like I don't even know why I bring it up again. It was just like kind of fascinating watching your face, which when you were describing, like, you got this video and it was like this guy that got like ground up or split apart or something, and you're kind of like.
I got excited.
Like this sort of like, you might as well have been talking about
Arm
like
went
architecture.
This way, leg went this way, head was that way.
Yeah, that's basic. I mean, and that's how it is. It's a point of why we kind of do our jobs, because whether we're talking about yes, this video where the guy was going like 170 miles per hour on his motorcycle, and then next part in the video, well, his torso's here, his head is over there, and his legs are split apart like, wishbones, except in the middle are his pants that are holding the 2 feet, so you can kind of nunchuck them, and it's funny to me because
That's what I'm talking about. Like, he's not a bad guy. You already know he's a good guy. But it's like, whoa.
What the people who are only listening to this can't see is how turned on Ptolemy is right now.
I had that one in the chamber, but I was like, this is going to be the easiest fucking callback.
But there's other days that there's good stories. So she actually had a really good story that happened not too long ago. Racetrack.
Oh, yeah. So I'm part of a race team. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Chuckwalla Raceway. It's way out in Desert Center. It's a private racetrack. We do private race teams. Not even 3 weeks ago, I was out there. It's usually super boring. We sit there waiting for something.
That was a union rule. We lay there, we sit there.
No sleeping.
The stretchers are only for the clients.
This is true.
Very true. Yeah. So we were just sitting there waiting. We wait for people to go down on their motorcycles or crash their cars into the different towers.
Which is exactly what the audience is waiting for.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, so we're sitting there waiting, and like most of the day it was biker down, rider's down. Okay, rider popped back up, back on his bike, let's go. So we hear rider down, second rider down. Okay, wait. First rider's up. Oh shit, second rider's not moving. Sorry, can I say that?
Yeah.
So second
What-
rider's not moving. So
Oh shit! Oh yeah, you
Said
shit.
nunchucks out of a man's life.
true.
Yeah, no,
Very
you can say
true.
anything you want.
Okay. So we hear second rider's not down, or second rider's not getting up. So we flip on our lights and sirens, shoot across the racetrack, get to him, and he's laying face down. And we're like, oh crap, okay. Well, we actually have to work today. Yay. No, it's a lot of fun. But so we.
That was a heartwarming story.
You were right. At first, I thought, oh, these nunchucks, that's a tough story. But he went right to the heart warmer.
It's like she's like, "Oh, I get to work today." No, seriously, I kid the injured. I kid him because I love him.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, so we rock up, he's face down or whatever. We do our normal roll him over, support his airway, support his head. We start taking off his clothes. We have special leather cutters, start taking his helmet off. And as we're taking a helmet off, we notice that he's doing a weird thing we call guppy breathing. So basically it's...
Okay.
Okay, that obviously means he's not breathing. Check pulses, no pulses. So it's just me and my partner, me and a medic. Just the two of us. We're like, crap. Okay, fire department's 15 minutes away. Helicopter's half an hour away. Okay, well, here we go. So we cut his leathers off, began CPR, chest compressions, breathing for him. The other rider that went down with them, unfortunately, had broke his arm. So he's walking up with like a flimsy wrist, like, guys, what do you need? I'm ski patrol, but I can try to help.
Everybody's afraid of the T-Rex.
His name was Ski Patrol? Are they like Transformers?
That's badass.
Ski Patrol.
Sidewinder.
Roll out.
Wheeljack.
So anyway, so we start to do these compressions on him, and we get to shock him, which, believe it or not, is a very rare thing. When someone's has no heartbeat, we hardly ever shock them. So we got to shock him. After the third shock, we feel down. He has pulses. We're like, yes, by ourselves, just two of us, no one. Probably the most rewarding thing I've had in a couple years. Get him to a helicopter. By the time we get him to a helicopter, he's fighting us. He's like,
Fighting us is a good thing. That means you're alive again and wanting to live.
yeah, trying to.
Like throwing punches at you? Like, get the fuck off me?
Yes.
Also, you ruined my pants. You cut my goddamn leathers off.
Exactly.
You
Cut my leathers.
You would be surprised. A lot of people get really upset about us cutting their clothes off, trying to save their life.
Is that in a fugue state, or
No,
do you
that's
mean
just,
that they
oh my
actually...
God, you just cut my $100 pair of pants. Fuck you. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I want that money back for that $100. I mean, obviously, the leather he had on was $multi-$100, and he was fighting us away. We get him in the helicopter. He's still fighting. I'm like, leave me alone, leave me alone. Yeah. So that was extremely rewarding.
Yeah. So
To actually...
Leave me alone, leave me alone.
Well,
the end.
It was rewarding to actually make a difference for once, instead of just taking the person that stubbed their toe or...
Right.
yeah.
Believe it or not, woke up from a bad dream and is scared to be home alone.
Well, is that so that brings to mind the question, like, what... it seems to me that there's two things that would bring you to this job. One is this like altruistic thing that's like, oh my God, I love people, which is why a story like that is so much more fulfilling for you. Like, I got to do the thing that I want to do today, which is actually do the zappy paddles and bring somebody from dead to alive. And if I hadn't been there, they'd be dead. And now I feel good going to bed tonight.
If the two of us weren't there, then...
But that speaks to empathy. And the other thing that makes you good at this job is the other thing we've seen, which is that you're sociopaths. Like that you guys can actually somehow, like, you can deal with that stuff without going, this is a human being. I can't handle looking at their innards.
Right. Well, 90% of our job, honestly, is transporting patients from one hospital to another. That's 90% of our job. 10% is actually going code 3 and having to show up at going code 3 and showing up at an emergency. And of that 10%, probably only another 5% of that is actually serious injury to a point where this is why I love my job. This is why I do it. Because, yeah, we all initially do it because we care about people or we like the job we do, because as we told you, we don't get paid almost anything.
Right.
I'm talking about a little bit above minimum wage. That's it.
Which I was kind of shocked by.
Yeah.
Good for you.
It's the same thing, with
meaning that they're doing it as
Yeah, this is not a job you go and get rich quick scheme.
Does America need more EMTs?
We need more, specifically paramedics, because again, EMTs do help, but without the paramedic, because of the scope of practice,
right,
there are certain things we're not allowed to do, even if we know how. If we do it, we're losing our license,
because there's kind of a paramedic shortage.
Yes.
And because there's money to be made, therefore, by these paramedic schools, which, you correct me when I'm wrong, you pay $10,000 to if you're an EMT, you pay $10,000 like tuition to a school, do some schooling. There's barriers between you and being a paramedic that represent money for schools that are now rushing people into paramedic.
Yes, basically you graduate EMT school. The next week they say, "Hey, give us $10,000. We'll make you this paramedic."
Which is scary to think, because this paramedic will go through 2 years of school, roughly. And however, if he spent no time on a rig, this guy basically has spent, or she, this person now has to literally know how to help people without ever actually helping a person in their whole career.
They might not know that they're squeamish.
Exactly. It's happened. They go all the way through school. They go to their first real scene, and they're like, "I can't handle this."
But that's where the EMTs come in. You have EMTs like me who've been doing this for 8 years that take those new medics and are able to babysit them.
But you're the nurse to their doctor, and now you're now more qualified than them.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's just a point.
Trump's going to take care of this, right? He's a businessman.
What he'll do, he'll build a wall. He'll build a wall to put around the bodies.
If he could put a bigger wall between paramedic and EMT, like maybe that would help. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is, I get it. Everybody has to make their money. We have to, you got to pay to be in a certain profession, no matter what profession it is. Like originally, I wanted to be an actor. There's still money I got to pay to go to school and do that. However, point is just, yes, it's those provisions put into place where you have to do usually 1,000 hours being an EMT before you can even become a paramedic, and that's really important for the safety of the population as well as the safety of us. And again, it's not a pity party to say that we would like some more money and this and that, but again, we do our jobs because we enjoy them. However, we have our bad days too. Even today, unfortunately, one of my divisions, which, guys, this is really important. I bring it up because it's sad to me. But we watched it the other day, and sure enough, today, things went wrong. When we go code 3, guys, pull over. Please pull over.
To the left.
Code 3 means lights and sirens.
Code 3 means lights and sirens, because today...
Wait, what does pull over to the left mean? That seems important.
Pull to the left side of the road. Do not pull to the right, because we drive...
I think you're getting that backwards.
Sorry, correction. Sorry.
Yes.
Are you sure you're not married?
Park perpendicularly to the road.
So guys, pull to the right. Pull to the right side of the road,
because we drive on the left side of the road.
Right. Yeah, just like you see any cops or anything else, and please just double check your mirrors. Unfortunately, today a SUV went head on with one of my division's rigs. And we had to fly out our paramedic, and they were already on I said, code 3 going to a scene, and unfortunately they had to be flown out to a trauma center.
So that also means the scene they were going to, took longer for them to get there because they had to send a second ambulance along with an ambulance to the accident.
Yeah, that's and the system.
You okay?
I have a horrible joke.
Go ahead.
All right.
I just don't know if you guys show pictures of that paramedic at the party.
That's going to be up to the paramedic.
Or is that like too personal?
Understand, whenever we show pictures, we make sure, first and foremost, that because of HIPAA laws and stuff, we don't state names, we don't take pictures of the person's face and stuff like that. Right. So nothing identifying.
Usually it's the wreckage of the car and or
if it's a body part that's by itself, you really can't tell who that is. But
But
Do you ever see someone's just dick fly off?
You should see.
Yes, actually, yes.
Just their dick.
Hey, okay,
Just the dick.
let's be clear. I work in Palm Springs, so
Dicks are flying.
The dick mutilation capital of the world.
yeah, so dick injuries are very common for me.
well, I'm kind of curious about your own personal injuries. Do you guys ever like if you are the way you are and you're able to be comfortable with other people's injuries, does that make you a little bit like a super person? Like if you're working on a bandsaw and you lose your pinky, are you less dizzy?
Actually, knock on wood, I've never broken a bone in my body. And as far as injuries go, yeah, I look at myself and I say, hey, pain's going to come, things happen. But if you're telling me, yeah, if I bandsaw my hand, no, I'm screaming like a little girl. Oh, my God!
Or a little man.
boy.
Non-stop. I'm screaming like a baby.
But what about your kids? You had 2 kids, right?
I have 3 total.
3 total.
So one of each.
Wait, I didn't even...
This is true.
Wait. I'm gonna actually need to go back over that afterwards. But has your kid ever like just fallen on their face or like and just blood and everything and like?
Actually, the first time that I've ever had to do anything that was medically induced help was my first child. Me being the wonderful father I am, I was counting change on the bed, and he got a hold of a quarter when I walked out of the room, and swallowed the quarter partially. And I had to do back thrust and kind of the Heimlich maneuver while he's actively vomiting everywhere. And that's the only thing that kept me happy is if he's vomiting, there's airway.
Right.
So, but eventually a quarter popped out before we had to go to the hospital. So I was
smokes.
very thankful for that. And that's the only thing I've done so far.
Starburns, my studio, we had Dino and I had lunch with our CFO, our head accountant, pleasant Mormon fella who was we had hired to turn our business around for us, and we were talking to him about. We should get health benefits for everybody, and it's so great that you're here. Thank you so much. And then he started choking on his skirt steak that he was eating, and Dino and I just kind of like sat there. It was like an out of body experience, but with it where you don't like. I was looking at myself doing nothing. He was like.
Why are you choking at my dinner table? Stop that.
In the 70s, it seemed like there was a movement to like teach people about the Heimlich. There was like a big movement because it's like this is like it's like. Is there anything you could just verbally impart to me when I say because I know the general idea is I know I shouldn't sit there, but I mean I don't know like
did he die? You never finished that story.
He stood up out of the booth. Dino and I were still sitting. We were so slow in reacting that the bartender at Little Dom's made it all the way around the bar and said, "Are you okay?" as he finally barfed up a little piece of steak onto the floor. And Dino and I were still sitting. And I just look back. I was like, that's the day I learned I'm a fucking horrible. Like I'm just like I gotta change something, but I won't. Right? Like I'll. My only. I don't want to be. I was just like I didn't do anything.
But that's like this is what the Marvel universe is, right? Like it's 100% weaknesses, but one gender power, and that's
yeah. I have the ability to proclaim myself feminist. That's it. If a woman is choking, I'll just be like, I don't know what to tell you. If they have a historic election dangled in front of them and then snatched away, I'll just be like, all right, take it easy.
I think I told the story before, but I almost died on a corn dog at Wiener Schnitzel in high school, and I was like, oh fuck it, this is how I die. I die on a fucking corn dog. I was trying to get a bite of the corn dog, and I bit too much, and the guy did a joke of giving me more than I wanted, so I got the whole corn dog, and I bit it off, and now I got a corn dog in my throat. And and everyone just sat there, and I'm dying, and I can't breathe at all. Like, you can't swallow it; it's not coming back up. There's no way to get a hand on it. And my friend Brandon Morgan, who we call Bam Bam because he was just really strong, he just fucking picked me up by the ankles and fucking shook it on out. It's like, he got it done.
How tall was Bam Bam? I got you by the ankles.
No, I was little. I was like 5'4" when I was like a freshman in high school. And Bam Bam, like, everything. He was my best friend. Everything on my shitty Volkswagen Scirocco, my '81 Scirocco. It was. I love that car. But it was a piece of garbage. And everything on the passenger side, because Bam Bam was always in there. Everything was broken. He would just close the door, and the handle would come off in his hand. All the knobs, anything that he could touch on his side was off. So we had to get in and out of that side of the car like the General Lee. Like, you had to fucking.
All right. Well, Alan and Katrina, thank you so much for sharing your lives with us. So you're living together, and there's a will they won't they going on there, but it's not.
The living situation comes down to California prices. Yeah.
But it's just amazing. I was talking to you in the green room, and I became kind of ashamed of myself because I'm like, you guys watching Westworld, and like your answer was like had so much to do with like, well, once a year when HBO has a package for $10 less, like we said, it's like you guys are living hand to mouth, and then you're just showing up whenever everybody else who's like, I don't know, it's just kind of fucked up. We should pay teachers more, we should pay cops more, we should pay EMTs more, we should pay everybody more, but. I don't know. Maybe we could have some Harmontown scholarship to make sure you guys make it to the paramedic level, where I'm sure it's like $8 an hour. Or,
right.
We'll figure it out. I feel like I might have put more into the Big Bang Theory slot machine than you guys need to like get up to.
Yeah, there was a Kickstarter that happened because somebody stole your glass that Jane made. Like we should do Kickstarters for just people that don't barf when they see your dick fly off.
Yes, we should.
That's kind of a rough pitch, but you got the idea.
So everybody pull over when you for ambulance.
Pull over to the left and the right. Just do a series of figure eights.
Even if you just at least stop. Stop. Just let us move around you, go around you, something of that nature.
I'll start stopping when you start spelling words in the right direction. Right. Fucking spelling shit backwards.
They're anticipating your backwards viewing of it. Right. All right. Well, so if you guys don't mind saying goodbye to let's thank Katrina and Alec. You can go back in the holding tank. I'm not very good at running the show.
Oh, that was great.
Because there's more people I wanted to meet.
I can't believe we missed 9/11 when we had EMTs out here.
That was sad.
That would have been.
I saw it, but
you saw it.
You son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, you just issued that much restraint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe explain 9/11.
That was a missed opportunity.
He'll be fine.